This leather is so soft. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today it is the first ever unboxing on the brand new channel, so it's going to be an unboxing and a collectible review. So what I have here are two parcels from Mr. Christian Karlsson, who is based in Switzerland. This is a replica of Freddy Krueger's glove from A Nightmare on Elm Street to Freddy's Revenge. So this is a Swiss-made Freddy glove, which just sounds sexy. So Christian was kind enough to make me one of his part 2 gloves. Now the reason why it's in 2 boxes, because of Aussie customs. If you do buy a Freddy glove and you're based in Australia and it's coming from overseas, you have to have the tips of the glove shipped separately to the lower stalls, the back plate, and the leather glove itself. And you usually have to write on the description that it's something else, either like a prop, Halloween prop. Someone's even written wind chimes. I do know of that, and it's gone straight through customs. So some assembly is required, and it's going to be cool to show you guys that. Now, for those who are new to the channel and haven't seen my other videos on my other channel, usually I'd be doing it over there, but because this is a brand new channel and it's just going to be mostly talky stuff, all the build stuff is going to stay on the Cosplay Chris channel. So that's why we're going to be unboxing this, going to do a review, but also I want to share with you guys the history of the part 2 glove, because they used that glove in the first Nightmare on Elm Street 2. It's pretty much the same as Halloween 1978 and Halloween 2 1981. They used obviously the original Shatner mask that was converted by Tommy Lee Wallace, and then subsequently they reused it in Halloween 2, even though it looked a little bit different. Case in point, Freddy's glove from the first and second Nightmare on Elm Street. Same glove, but they look vastly different, because over the span of 1 year from Elm Street 1 to Elm Street 2, the glove had been beaten ever so badly by the prop department. Robert, obviously the blades had been dulled down, resharpened, dulled down, resharpened. The coloring had changed on the soles. The coloring had changed on the back plate. Also the leather glove. We also have some missing ringlets. Now also some final quick cliff notes. The original glove was designed by Jim Doyle. You see these blueprints right here. And the building was done by Lou Carlucci and Charlie Blodnelli. Now Charlie Blodnelli's hands actually doubled as Freddy's hands in the opening build sequence of the first Nightmare on Elm Street. Wes looked at Charlie's hands and said they're the perfect size, especially when it comes to trying on the glove and doing that hero shot right before the famous title card. So those two gentlemen were responsible for building it. It consisted of 4 Case XX P210 tomato knives with the handles removed and turned upside down, brazed onto some Type M copper pipe for the upper stalls, the lower stalls. We also have some brass ringlets, a .25 brass backplate mounted on either a Wells Lamont 900 or a Stanley leather glove. The jury is still out onto what brand was used. Some people know, some people just choose not to tell, which is shit. Come on, man. Sharing is caring. So anyway, what we're going to do is unbox these pieces. I'm going to bring the camera closer on the desk here, show you guys everything out, and then we're going to put it together. I'm going to show you guys the movement, some nice up close detailed specs of the glove, and then we're gonna call it a day. Very excited about this because I am growing my glove collection. As you can see, all that's missing now is a part 3, a part 5, which I'm probably going to be building. I've got my templates traced out over there on some copper pieces, as well as some stainless steel knives to ground out the knives. I haven't built a glove in so long. Again, for those who are new to the channel, I started building props when I was like 12 or 13, and they were Freddy Krueger gloves. And over the years, I've built a lot of gloves, and I've just kind of stepped away from it because there is just a new generation of glove builders now who are just knocking some incredible pieces out of the park, including this one that I have right here. But I do want to build again. I get a hankering now and then to build a glove, and I think the part 5 is a pretty fun glove to build, even though it's pretty plain. But like I said, the part 3, the part 5, and I need myself a good verse glove. But I'm about to fill the slot for part 2. My part 1 glove is not here at the moment. It's currently at my parents' place, mounted on my life-size Freddy statue. So without further ado, let's unbox these pieces. I'm assuming this would be the tips. It's a lot lighter than the other one. The other one feels a lot more dense. So the turnaround time in terms of getting from Sweden to Sydney, Australia, was like a couple of days. I couldn't believe how quickly these showed up. And this wasn't even express. Ooh, Swiss newspaper. Nice. Okay, I see a ringlet. Oh, baby. Okay. Oh my God, look at these. They're beautiful. So Christian's gone ahead and attached the rivets, but not permanently, just so they're in place. Absolutely beautiful. The coloring is spot on to the look of the part 2 glove. Like I said, the color had changed quite dramatically on the copper stalls by the time Elm Street 2 was gearing up because the glove was just so battered and so used. So Christian does all the beveling himself on these blades. They are spring steel, so they'll spring back in place, and they are brazed just like the original glove was onto the copper pipe pieces. I mean, the work is just incredible. He's also included the famous index blade break, which the first glove is famous for. As we all know, the index blade broke during production on the first film. So no tip looks alike. Every tip has its own individual bend pattern, much like the lower stalls and the back plate as well. Like, nothing looks exactly the same. So these are just absolutely incredible to look at. Just look at that beautiful coloring with the reds. He's even got the solder spills here on the side of the upper stalls. It's just absolute perfection. Like, nothing is left to chance when it comes to these details. He's even gone ahead and replicated the serrated edge of the Case XX P210 tomato knives. Even though these aren't the real deal knives, he's trying to make it look like them, and it looks spot on. It's incredible. All right, let's open this beast. Okay, so Glove Sweden by Christian Karlsson. Thanks, Chris. Hope this is fun. Hope you enjoy it. It's very sweet of you, man. Very cool. We've got some very nice looking business cards here. So if you are in the market for a good Part 2 glove, highly recommend his work. I just by seeing the tips, I know it's going to be incredible. And the cool thing is Christian kept me updated every step of the way. I mean, even, and you know what? Actually, I'll just save it till we open this up. I've got a lot of fun facts to tell you about this glove. And we've got a t-shirt as well. What are you doing, dude? Hang on. Let's have a look at this t-shirt first. Oh, dude. Oh my god, that's so cool. Please tell me this is your logo. Glove Love Sweden. I love that, dude. That is brilliant. Representing the Swedish glove maker. Oh, that's so cool, man. Thank you. Oh, she's beautiful. Oh man, that is a cracker of a Part 2 glove. It's perfect. That back plate, the staining on the back plate, the leather glove. So, remember I said I was going to wait till I unbox this to tell you about the leather glove? Christian actually rehems his leather gloves and also swaps out the clasp for the ball and tape, because originally, like, the original make and model glove is very similar to this, but the original ones he gets stock standard for these gloves in particular, I believe it has a red hem and a brass colored clasp like buckles. So he swaps them out to make them a lot more accurate to the Part 2 leather, which, like I said, we believe is a Stanley leather or a Wells Lamont 900. But this is beautiful. Let me just get in a bit closer so you guys can see just how faithfully he's replicated the coloring on the brass, the copper stalls, all these little dents here. This is on purpose. The different size rivets, because they swapped out the rivets between Elm Street 1 and 2 because the glove was falling apart, quite frankly. It was like a shit fight of a prop. It was just so battered by Robert, the stunt people, like the crew, and people just wearing it just for the fun of it. So what we're going to do is join the tips to the rest of the glove, and I'm going to pop it on and show you guys this beautiful creation in action. Also, before I put it together, I figured I'd show you guys this. The underbelly says Glove Love Sweden, Jesse's Revenge, and Christian has gone ahead and replicated how the rivets are on the actual screen used glove, how it looks today. It seems like they've gone and soldered the rivets underneath, and there's also, I don't know if you guys call them split pins, but apparently they ended up using a split pin on the pinky when they were swapping it out, or when it had broken. They just got a split pin, put it in there, and soldered it to the back plate, which I had no idea about until about a year ago. Just incredible replicating of these details that not a lot of people know or even see. Just beautiful craftsmanship. So what I also have here is a little separator tool from Jameson Michael Knapp over at Dark Dream Design. He sent me this when I bought his Part 6 and Part 4, obviously, because they had to be shipped in separate pieces. So what you do is that you pop that in between the upper and lower stall, and it just creates a gap, so when you fasten the rivets, it's not too tight, and then that way it'll end up restricting your movement. It just keeps everything nice and loose. Just make sure that the rivets are going to be securely tightened, but it also allows for a bit of a gap. So you pop that in, tighten the rivet, and pull that out. Okay, all 4 tips have been attached. Now, I haven't even tried it on yet, and the movement on all 4 tips is perfect. So we're going to pop the leather glove back inside the ringlets and try it on. The leather is so unbelievably soft. Oh, it's so smooth. So, if you are a glove nerd, especially when it comes to the part 1 and part 2 glove, the proper way to wear it is to make a fist, tighten the pull strap, let it overhang like that, and there we go. Oh man, it is absolutely beautiful. Fits like a glove, and it just looks the absolute part. Just that, the caramelization on the stalls. The back plate is spot on with its weathering, and everything just moves and sounds so cool. I absolutely love it. Just such a welcome addition to the collection. Just looking at all these bends, like I know I'm going to spend most of my night tonight having dinner and just staring at this thing, probably whilst watching Freddy's Revenge, but just, you know, try and do those iconic poses, you know, Roberts like that, and then also the gear shift scene when Freddy's shifting gears in the bus at the beginning, just how tight the glove is and everything. It's just beautiful. The individual aging on the rivets, it's all there. Like, I'm just looking through the viewfinder now, and this is in like some harsh LED light. I would love to see this, you know, try and replicate the studio lighting that they did for the promo pics back during Freddy's Revenge. But everything is incredible. I'm just also impressed that Christian goes ahead and re-hems his gloves. Like, Christ, I wouldn't do that back in the day. That just seems like so much. But that's why he's an incredible builder. So my hat absolutely, or in this case, my fedora absolutely goes off to him. So kudos to you, man. Like, this is incredible. I don't believe Christian's been building for too long. Correct me if I'm wrong, dude, but I've just seen how quickly you've progressed with how accurate your part 2s are. And it's great when you kind of hone in on a certain style of glove and you really nut out the details. Oh man, this leather is so soft. So guys, what I'm going to do is leave Christian's details down below. Go check him out. He is on Facebook, also Instagram. Again, he just kept me updated every step of the way, even when he was tracing out the templates for the stalls on the copper pipe. Just absolutely incredible, and just showed me the leather glove when he re-hemmed it, as I've shown you guys here with some overlays and stills, stuff like that, and also the blade work, the beveling, everything is just so spot on to the Case XX P210 tomato knives, and also just the dulling of the blades, because they're a lot less sharper in part 2 as they are in part 1. But thank you so much, man. Excellent customer service. Beautiful representation of the part 2 glove. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I know this was a very different video, but obviously this is probably going to be a usual thing on the channel, so this isn't technically a build video, so this qualifies for the second channel. I love you guts, and I'll catch you in the next one.